What's up, guys? UFC Fight Night, Edwards versus Brady. Let's break down this card. So, before we do that, obviously, let's talk about the card that just happened, which was UFC Vegas 104. Your boy is in profit, $281 in the pocket for tonight. It could have been a lot more. Obviously, some shit happened, especially with DR. So let's talk about the bets and what I've done them, and we'll move on to breaking down UFC Fight Night Edwards versus Brady. So Cunningham and I got the over 2.5. The way I saw it is they are two grapplers with okay striking. Cunningham looked good in the weight cut, so I said, okay, he's not gonna get knocked out or anything and Yu is not the one that will knock him out. And there are two grapplers. I speculated they will waste a lot of time with the grappling and get a decision, similar to what I thought when you had the two grapplers who just fought. Forgot their name. Anthony Hernandez and Brendan. Yeah, Brendan Allen. Next one was Choi and Kevin Vallejos. So Choi has no chin. Vallejos is very aggressive, especially in the first round. And I figured out he's gonna knock him out. Next one, which was a big bet of mine that fucked me up. DR, he couldn't even defend a basic Kimura. Like, the guy, instead of rolling with the Kimura when he had it, he didn't let him roll, and then eventually he rolled, and it was too late. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. This is the sport. So I lost 150 on that one. After that, I rage betted Blackshear to win by moneyline, and he did win. After that, I also took him to win by KO or sub, and he won. Then we had Choi, and I had this parlay, which shout out to my boy Tyler9. I took it because of him. Go follow him on Twitter. It was Choi, it was Vallejos by knockout, Blackshear by sub, and Roman by decision. $10 won $283, won $273 net gain. And then I had another one that I've done with $15, which was Kevin by KO or submission, Blackshear by submission or points, and Vittori by submission or points. That got us $95 back to the pocket. And at the end, I hedged of Vittori by decision. I just didn't want to lose those bets. So the Vittori lost, but I'm still happy. Overall, I'm playing the long game, not being too greedy when you shouldn't be greedy. So it is what it is. With that being said, we're still in profit for this card. And let's now go and break down Edwards versus Brady. So the first prelim fight, we got Guram and Kai Fernandez. Honestly, you got two fighters here who likes to strike. And Fernandez has nasty leg kicks. Like his last fight when he fought against Yaya, he completely owned him, knocked him out in the first round. But Kuta Telatse is not Yaya. He looked really good in his last fight against Jordan Vucenic, where he had a slow start. Vucenic won the first round, and then Kuta Telatse just, went into high gear in the second and the third round. I like Guram here, to be honest. I think that it can be competitive on the feet, but Guram can mix in the takedowns. Guram can even get a submission here. Like, that's how Diakese won when he fought Fernandez. He just took him down and controlled him in many instances of the fight. The only losses that Guram has are against Damir Ismagulov, who's a very good striker, and Elsbrenner, where he got knocked out, but he won until that knockout stage. I like Guram. I hope he's gonna mix in the takedowns though, because if it stays on the feet, all 3 rounds. It can be a long night for both men. So yeah, give me Guram. Next one we got Chris Padilla and Jai Herbert. So Chris Padilla, he got a win against Rong Zhu. He got the win against the submission against that other guy that the UFC already cut. But I think Jai Herbert is gonna be a bit too much for him. He's not gonna make the same mistakes that Rong Zhu did, and he's not gonna get submitted. I think that as long as the fight stays standing, Jai Herbert should win. He's gonna have the reach advantage. He's 37 years old almost. Do I want to bet on him in this spot? I don't know. Depends. Let's see the odds real quick, because obviously the odds will matter. Let me just look at the odds. Okay, this already passed. So when I look at the odds here, we got 124 Kuditelatse. Where is it? Where is the other guy? Visenik 129, but we're talking now about Herbert and Padilla. So Chris Padilla is the dog. I figured out. I'm gonna stick to Jai Herbert. I think he should win. Kavanagh and Felipe dos Santos. So this is a spot where I really like Kavanagh. I think that he should win. The question is, will he get the knockout? Will he win a decision? I think this is going to be a decision spot. Felipe dos Santos is very, very tough. We saw him going 3 rounds, which were competitive at times against, what's his name? Against Manel Kape, who's now going to fight for the belt eventually. So I think he's next for the belt after what he did to Asu. Yeah, I like Leonard Kavanagh, but I like the decision prop. I don't think he's gonna knock out Dos Santos. Dos Santos is tough, as I've said. So money line, I'm gonna wait for the props because I like Kavanagh by decision here. I don't think he's gonna knock out Felipe dos Santos. Next fight we got Colin Loughran and Nathan Fletcher. I like Loughran here. I think that we've seen Colin losing just because he wasn't really smart in his approach when it comes to what he should do. Against Jake Hadley, he was a big favorite. I had a bet on him, and I've lost, obviously. But that's because he didn't use his takedowns as much as he should have. Against Nathan Fletcher, though, Fletcher is not that good of a striker. Like, he's a grappler. And Colin is a grappler as well. Like, he has good wrestling, good top control. I don't think that we should worry about him being submitted by Fletcher, just because he's okay down there on the mat. On the striking, it can be competitive though. So I really don't want to do it. I don't want anything to do with this fight. Maybe the over. Both are very tough, but I think the over is gonna be something to look at. I see that now Fletcher got knocked out, but I don't think Loughran is gonna knock him out. Yeah, give me the over 2.5. If I had to pick a winner, I'm gonna pick Loughran. Let's see how much we get for him. So let's see. Loughran is the dog. That's kind of surprising to me. Yeah, give me Loughran to win. I might make a bet on him. Next one we got Marcin Tybura and Mick Parkin. Now before I break down Marcin Tybura and Mick Parkin, the word for today is not potato, it's potato hole. So if you're watching this video, just comment potato hole in the comment section. That's it, potato hole. It's not that big of a deal. So With that being said, let's break down Marcin Tybura and Parkin. So Tybura's coming up for a win against a guy that I said he's gonna win against. Denise is just a fish out of water when it comes to his grappling, and Tybura took him down and did what he had to do. Now Mick Parkin is not a fish out of water, and he actually has good takedown defense, and I think he's gonna win. I think Mick Parkin is like this next generation of heavyweights. He is training with Tom Aspinall. He's gonna be the younger fighter. He's gonna have the home advantage here in England. And I think he's gonna get the win. I don't think he's gonna win by knockout. Tybura is very tough. If you're not Tom Aspinall, it's very tough, very hard to knock out Tybura. But I do see him getting a decision here. So give me Mick Parkin to win by decision. How much are we getting for Parkin here? Let's see. What? Parkin is the dog? No fucking way. No fucking way. Okay, Parkin is the dog. That's interesting. He was 275 at some point. It's 225 now. The odds are going back up. That's super strange. Like, how would Tybura win? Outstriking Parkin? I don't think so. Taking him down, maybe controlling him. I don't know. That's very interesting. But I like Parkin at this spot, especially as a dog. That's surprising to me. Next one, we got Andrei Pulayev and Christian Leroy Duncan. Pulayev looked really good in his when he fought. Why I have no internet? Okay, so Pulayev looked really good when he fought on Contender. Like, the guy is a vicious striker. He can mix in the takedowns if he needs to. I don't think he's gonna take down Christian Leroy Duncan. But Duncan, on the other hand, he's a very formidable striker. Like, he can knock you out. He can survive. He's very tough. Like, I don't see him getting knocked out. And Pulayev, when you look into his record, he did get knocked out, which scares the shit out of me in a fight like this. So although I banked on him on Contender, I do think that Christian Leroy Duncan would win here. Like, the guy he fought on Contender was just terrible, and Duncan is much better on the feet. So yeah, give me Duncan to win. I'll say he gets the knockout. Next one, we got Shauna Benin and Pooja Tumar. I like Shauna Benin in this spot. I don't even think Tumar won her last fight. And Shauna Benin looked good in her fight against Elise Ardeline. I think that she's going to have the advantage on the feet. Yeah, I like her. I like what I've seen. Maybe she's going to mix in the takedowns. But give me Mama B to get the win. She should be better everywhere. I wasn't impressed by Tumar. I think she robbed Raya and Amanda in her last fight. Yeah, give me Bannon to get the win. Molly McCann and Alexia Tainara. Man, Molly McCann looked terrible in her last fight. She got completely dominated by Bruna Brazil. I had a bet on Molly McCann, unfortunately. The thing is, like, Molly McCann, she's like already 2 legs, I'll say. 1.75 legs outside of MMA. She got like side businesses, restaurants and shit. And this is something that you just cannot have as a fighter, you know. I have to fade her here. I was impressed by Tainara in her Dana White Contender Series performance. Molly McCann, I don't know how much she's into the game anymore. Alexia Tainara, she can take you down. She can submit you. She can strike. She's hungry, man. She's very hungry. She only got 1 defeat in her record, probably early in her career. That was a submission by Bruna Brazil, by the way. Interesting. So yeah, I like Alexia here. How much are we getting for her? Let's see. 157. I think that's okay. Um, a lot of money is coming on her. If she wins, I'll say she wins by decision though. So we'll see where that prop will get us. Next one we got Chris Duncan and Jordan Vucenic. I like Vucenic here. I think Duncan, although he's a good fighter, he has shown to have holes in his game. He can get taken down. He can get clipped. Vucenic doesn't really have any weaknesses unless you outwork him. I don't think that's what Duncan is going to do here. He's very good on the feet. He can take you down. He can submit you. He can control you. He can knock you out. I think actually we're going to see Vucenic getting a submission here. This is a good bounce spot for him after the loss he had to Guram. Maybe like he had the jitters there in his UFC debut. That was also in 145. I think they fought in 145. Usually he fights at 155. So was it 145? I don't remember. But anyway, I like Vucenic here. I think he's more well-rounded. He has no weaknesses as far as I saw. Guram is a very, very high-caliber fighter, and Vucenic won the first round unanimously. So give me Vucenic. I say he gets a submission. Let's look at the odds. So Vucenic 129. I don't like it. It's very like Duncan is good. Right? Duncan is still good. I'm not gonna bet any money on this line. With all due respect to Vucenic. Next one we got Kevin Holland and Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson coming back in after a long layoff. At this point, man, for me, Kevin Holland is just a fade. Lost 4 of his last 5. And you got a guy who's a very good grappler. And we just saw what happened to Holland when he went when he touched the mat with Reiner the Ritter. Now I don't say that I don't think that the Ritter is at the same level of Gunnar Nelson. Like I think the Ritter is a much better grappler compared to Gunnar Nelson. He's also coming off almost 2 years of layoff. I don't know why, but that's never good. Is this fight going to happen in 185 or once it's going to happen in 170? So now Kevin Holland needs to cut weight to 170. That's a whole different ball game. Yeah, give me fuck, man. I don't know. I think Kevin Holland might bounce here. Like if this stays on the feet, I really need to do more research here. So you know what? I'm not gonna give you a pick. I need to watch more Gunnar Nelson. I don't really know him as a fighter. So yeah, give me the research. But yeah, I'll research this. Wood and Charrier. I like Charrier here. I think that Charrier is he should be on a 5, not even more than 5 win streak. Like he won against Chepe Mariscal. This was a robbery. I wasn't impressed by Wood's performance against Daniel Pineda. Wood can be cracked. He lost to Naimov. He can be taken down. I think Morgan Charrier is gonna win here. I think he's more well-rounded. I think he has the better chin, and I like him to get the win here. Can he get a finish? I don't know. But I like Morgan Charrier at this spot. I think that he should win here. The only thing is this is in England. This is in Wood home turf. This is gonna be a very a competitive fight. Like Wood is good. He has his leg kicks. He has decent striking, decent grappling. So it's gonna be a hard one. Not something that I'll be looking to bet on. But I like Sherrier at this spot. Maybe putting something on Sherrier if he's the dog. No, he's not the dog. So hard for me to really pick one guy here. But this is a fight where I'm gonna pick the dog. You got John Blachowicz taking on Carlos Ulberg. I wish this fight was 5 rounds, because then we would actually be able to utilize on Ulberg's questionable gas tank. Blachowicz, man, the only worry I have here is the guy is 42 years old, right? At some point, time gets to you. Against Rakic, he got the knockout, leg injury. He okay. Ankalaev, I thought Ankalaev won that fight, but he was very competitive, obviously. John Blachowicz won the first 2 rounds, and then Ankalaev managed to take him down. Pereira, I think he won against Pereira. Like, with all due respect, I think that he won against Pereira. He took him down. He controlled him. He had submission threats. It was like competitive on the feet, but Pereira was better on the feet. Yeah, I don't think that he should come in as a slight underdog. I think he should actually be the favorite. I just don't know what we're gonna see from him. Ulberg, we know what he's about. He's a very capable striker. He can do everything on the feet, but he did lose to Kennedy Nezechiku because he gassed. But John Blachowicz is not Kennedy. He's much better than Kennedy. He can mix in the takedowns. He can use his leg kicks to hurt Ulberg. He won against Easy, unanimous decision. He gave Easy his first loss. So this is gonna be a tough match for Ulberg, I think. Give me Jan to win. Next one, we got the main event: Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. At this point, I cannot trust Leon Edwards. The way he looked against Bilal was just terrible, and I had a big bet on him. Man, Sean Brady has shown that he can do everything. He can strike, he can take you down, he can control you, and the way that Bilal just took down Edwards and controlled him, took his back. Sean Brady can do that all day. And he can also. I think that Sean Brady is the better grappler when you compare him to Bilal. Although Bilal won when they fought. Yeah, give me Sean Brady to win. I think he can get it done by decision. I think he can get it done. It really depends on what kind of Edwards we're gonna see. I feel like Edwards is gonna bounce back. Like, he's gonna have, obviously, he should have a better performance after the disgrace he had against Bilal. But the guy is just unpredictable when he fights. Like, you don't know what kind of Edwards you're gonna get. He was at a long win streak, but it's very hard to predict what you're gonna get. I'm probably not gonna bet anything here. I wouldn't be surprised if either guy wins. I don't have a good read. It just depends on what kind of Leon Edwards we're gonna see. So a live bet might be the best option for me personally in this one. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Comment potato hole. Join my free Telegram group. The link is in the description. And let's cash. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.